How say you now? Is it not past 2 o'clock, and here much Orlando? I warrant you, with pure love and troubled brain, he hath ta'en his bow and arrows, and is gone forth to sleep. Look who comes here. My errand is to you, fair youth. My gentle Phoebe, bid me give you this. I know not the contents, but as I guess, by the stern brow and waspish action, which she did use as she was writing of it, it bears an angry tenure, pardon me. I am but as a guiltless messenger. Patience herself would startle at this letter and play the swaggerer. Bear this, bear all. She says I am not fair, that I lack manners. She calls me proud, and that she could not love me. Were manners rare as phoenix, odds my will. Her love is not the hare that I do hunt. Why writes she so to me? Well, shepherd, but this is a letter of your own device. No, a protest. I know not the contents. Phoebe did write it. Come, come, you are a fool. And turned into the extremity of love. I saw her hand. 'Tis a leathern hand, a freestone-coloured hand. I verily did think that her old gloves were on, but 'twas her hands. She has a house of wife's hand, but that's no matter. I say she never did invent this letter. This is a man's invention and his hand. Sure it is hers. Why, 'tis a boisterous and a cruel style, a style for challengers. Why, she defies me like Turk to Christian. Women's gentle brain could not drop forth such giant rude invention, such Ethiop words, blacker in their effect than in their countenance. Will you hear the letter? So please you, for I never heard it yet heard too much of Phoebe's cruelty. She, Phoebe, me. Mark how the tyrant writes. Art thou God to shepherd durned, that a maiden's heart hath burned? Can a woman rail thus? Call you this railing? Why, thy Godhead laid apart, warrest thou with a woman's heart? Did you ever hear such railing? Whiles the eye of man did woo me, that could do no vengeance to me. If the scorn of your bright eye have power to raise such love in mine, alack in me, what strange effect would thou work in mild aspect, whiles you chid me I did love? How then might your prayers move he that brings this love to me, little knows this love in me, and by him seal up thy mind, whether that thy youth and kind will the faithful offer take of me and all that I can make, or else by him my love deny, and then I'll study how to die. Call you this chiding? Alas, poor shepherd, do you pity him? No, he deserves no pity. Wilt thou love such a woman? What, to make thee an instrument, and play false strains upon thee, not to be endured? Well, go your way to her, for I see love hath made thee a tame snake, and say this to her, that if she love me, I charge her to love thee. If she will not, I will never have her unless thou entreat for her. If you be a true lover, hence, and not a word, for here comes more company. Good morrow, fair ones. Pray you, if you know where in the purlieus of this forest stands a sheepcote fenced about with olive trees. West of this place, down the neighbor bottom, the rank of osiers by the murmuring stream. Left on your right hand brings you to the place. But this hour the house doth keep itself, there's none within. If that an eye may profit by a tongue, then should I know you by description. Such garments and such ears. The boy is fair, of female favor, and bestows himself like a ripe sister. The woman low, a browner than her brother. Ah, not you, the owner of the house I did inquire for. It is no boast, being asked to say we are. Orlando doth commend him to you both, and to that youth he causes Rosalind. He sends his bloody napkin. Are you he? I am. What must we understand by this? Some of my shame, if you will know me of me, what man I am, and how, and why, and where this handkerchief was stained. I pray you tell it. When last the young Orlando parted from you, he left a promise to return again. Within an hour, and pacing through the forest, chewing the food of sweet and bitter fancy, lo, what befell? He threw his eye aside, and marked what object did present itself. Under an oak, whose boughs were mossed with age, and high top bald with dry antiquity, a wretched ragged man o'ergrown with hair lay sleeping on his back. About his neck a green and gilded snake had wreathed itself, who with her head nimble in threats approached the opening of his mouth. But suddenly seeing Orlando, it unlinked itself, and with indented glides did slip away into a bush, under which bushes shade a lioness, with udders all drawn dry, lay couching, head on ground, with cat-like watch, when that the sleeping man should stir. For 'tis the royal disposition of that beast to prey on nothing that doth seem as dead. This seen Orlando did approach the man, and found it was his brother, his elder brother. Oh, I have heard him speak of that same brother, where he did render him the most unnatural that lived amongst men. And well he might so do, for well I know he was unnatural. But to Orlando, did he leave him there, food to the sucked and hungry lioness? Twice did he turn his back and propose so, but kindness, nobler ever than revenge, and nature, stronger than his just occasion, made him give battle to the lioness, who quickly fell before him, in which hurtling from miserable slumber I awaked. Are you his brother? Was it you he rescued? Was it you that did so oft contrive to kill him? 'Twas I, but 'tis not I. I do not shame to tell you what I was, since my conversion so sweetly tastes, being the thing I am. But for the bloody napkin, by and by, when from the first till last betwixt us 2 tears our recountenance had most kindly bathed, as how I came into the desert place. In brief, he led me to the gentle Duke, who gave me fresh array and entertainment, committing me unto my brother's love, who led me instantly unto his cave. There stripped himself, and here upon his arm the lioness had torn some flesh away, which all this while had bled. And now he fainted and cried, in fainting upon Rosalind. Brief, I recovered him, bound up his wound, and after some small space, being strong at heart, he sent me hither, stranger as I am, to tell this story, that you might excuse his broken promise, and to give this napkin, dyed in his blood, unto the shepherd youth, that he in sport doth call his Rosalind. Why, how now, Ganymede, sweet Ganymede, many will swoon when they do look on blood. There is more in it, cousin Ganymede. Look, he recovers. I would I were at home. We'll lead you thither, I pray you. Will you take him by the arm? Be of good cheer, youth. You a man. You lack a man's heart. I do so, I confess it. Us a raw body would think this was well counterfeited. I pray you tell your brother how well I counterfeited. Hi-ho! This was not counterfeit. There is too great testimony in your complexion that it was a passion of earnest. Counterfeit, I assure you. Well then, take a good heart and counterfeit to be a man. So I do. But if faith, I should have been a woman by right. Come, you look paler and paler. Pray you draw homewards. Good sir, go with us. That will I, for I must bear answer back how you excuse my brother Rosalind, how I shall devise something. But I pray you commend my counterfeiting to him. Will you go?